Leo, welcome to your Hopes, Fears, and Reality spread. As per usual, you can click right on that description box below and it will talk about the significance of the spread as well as the placement of each card. Here we go. Well, 3 wanted to come out there, so we'll take it. Okay, so in your hopes, you're hoping to make a lot of very quick changes, and all of the changes that are coming in are bringing you a level of emotional fulfillment. You're feeling really, really good about everything that's happening, even though it's happening really fast. But you are a fire sign, so you can deal with that type of quick movement. But you see things happening and you're just in bliss. You don't want to see this momentum slow down. So that's basically what you're hoping for. You're hoping not only for things to keep changing, but things to keep changing at a faster pace. You do not want to lose momentum because you see a lot of positivity in this change. Your fear. It's interesting. So you have the Hanged Man, which is about self-sacrifice and a new perspective. You have the Seven of Swords, which is about strategy, but also manipulation. And then you have the Nine of Cups here, which is kind of as far as you can get to emotional fulfillment by yourself, because the Ten of Cups happens over a long period of time. So this is kind of like the goal of emotional fulfillment. So what I'm seeing here is that you're worried. Okay, so you want the change to happen because you see a lot of positivity in the changes and you feel like you want it to stay on the momentum. You want things to keep moving. But you fear that there's a possibility that someone or something can take it too far, you know? So it's like the pendulum was over here and you're kind of aiming for things to be in the middle. But with this momentum, as you want these changes to come fast, you want them to come quick, you realize that it's going to go this far before it comes back to find that equilibrium that it happens. But the fear that you have is that the momentum will be a little too much and it'll go all the way this way and then get stuck here for too long. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? So it's like you fear that manipulating the environment too much will cause too much chaos. Right now, the environment has too much structure and order and rules and red tape and this and that. And you're like, we got to get away from some of this stuff and get back to the things that we're supposed to be doing. But what you fear is that if you just keep pushing, that everything's going to go into chaos. There's going to be too many changes too fast, and other people aren't able to work on the same pace that you are. You would like things to keep continuing at this pace, but you kind of wonder if everybody else can. You know, if you chasing down this emotional fulfillment will leave others behind. Are you sacrificing everybody else in your determination to manipulate the environment to get what you want? Hello, kitty. Yes, we are not going to stay on the table during the reading. Sorry, kitty, kitty. Okay, the reality of the situation is my cat is, there we go. Sorry. It's tangled in the microphone wire. The reality of the situation is that you are not the one calling the shots, but you are the one who is the catalyst for the adaptation of the new environment. Okay? So you only have control over so much of this. But this is Leo energy right here. So it's like you are the catalyst, you are the spark, you are the thing that's keeping the momentum going, but you are not the bottom line. You are not the ultimate decision maker. And again, we go back into this anxiety here because here we have the Devil card. The Devil card can be about riding that fine line between success and excess. You know, what some people see as excessive, other people see as pushing the envelopes and a mean to be successful. So with that, You know you're riding a fine line between pushing that envelope and being excessive and obsessive. And what you want to make sure is that you are working at a better pace. This pace might be too fast for other people, but if you slow that change down just a little bit, maybe you don't have to worry as much about the consequences. That's the other person's job, the person who makes that final, signs off on everything. It's their job to worry about the consequences. You just need to worry about managing the environment. But you're wrestling with your shadow side because you realize you can get the things you want, but are you sacrificing everybody else in the process? So, this is the second reading in 2 weeks, Leo, where you have a question of ethics. I feel like I do not hyper focus on love, and I do not hyper focus on finance or vocation, but this feels very vocational to me. This doesn't feel like a personal relationship. This feels like there are many people involved, and there are a lot of things at stake here. So again, you have a question of ethics. Are you driving things forward because it's what you want? You know, your authentic self. This is how you think things should be. Or are you doing what's best for the group? You know? And is what's good for you what's best for the group? Are you sacrificing these folks to get at what you want? Are you sacrificing a group of people to get what you ultimately want, to feel good about the work that you're putting in? And if that's the case, maybe it's a good idea that somebody else has to sign off on all these projects. Maybe it's a good idea that there's a system of checks and balances. And maybe you yourself can look at the way this person would sign off on something and reel it in and make sure that you're doing what's best for the group and the environment. With that being said, Leo, I hope you found a message that serves your highest good, and I'll see you next week.